So if there's one thing in your life, Catherine, Alison, Laura, Mark, that I can help you do better, Claire, what is it? That's what I need to know, and that's what the basis of this live is going to go off, okay? If I don't know what you need help with, then I can't help you. Okay, so we'll start with keep posting, okay? How can you aim for what you want when you don't know what that is? Great question, Kelly Lou. Okay, you need to spend some serious time thinking about what it is that you want, because you can't, is the exact answer. Post below what specifically you mean in regards to that. Is it your life? Is it your career? Is it your relationship? Is it your body? Is it your person? Let me know on that, and I'm going to, what's the word? Develop on that a bit more. Embellish. Okay. Rachel Brown, keep me going. Rachel, I've seen your messages. Okay. So Rachel, you need to switch off the blinkers. There's no Q&A in the group actually, so I've just realised that I need to pull that up. It actually annoyed me, your message, okay? Not the fact, not anything about you or your message. I think it was you. Let me check. Yeah, it was. Everyone around you is telling you it's your age. Tell everyone around you, if any of your kids are watching, cover their ears now. Tell everyone around you to fuck off. And choose your friends more carefully. And I hope some of them are watching. This is what is so hard, isn't it? This is why we need accountability. This is why we need to be in the group. This is why we need to switch off to the noise, okay? This is why we need to protect our palate. This is why we need to protect our inputs, okay? Because you shouldn't be listening to them, because they are full of SH1T. I can't even think why they would say that. I'm going to take a wild, outstanding guess here that none of them are in particularly great shape who are saying that, okay? I'm going to take another wild belief here that none of them have any qualifications in nutrition. I'm going to take another wild assumption here that none of them train particularly hard or eat well on a regular basis, okay? Just crap. That is just utter crap. Yeah, of course the metabolism slows down a little bit as you get older. Everything gets tougher as we get older, don't we? Is that you can't get any leaner? No. I tell you what, something I'll get you to do now, okay? Google my friend Veronica Rees. Veronique, it's actually spelt R-E-E-S. She is a WBFF pro diva, and she runs a bikini company, bikini and trunk company, which will come up. Google her, okay? I believe she's 52 now. She has 3 children. She runs 4 or 5 businesses. She never complains about being too busy. And she looks phenomenal. Veronique. Yeah, Veronique Rees, fitness pro and lingerie manufacturer. Google her. Google her age, Google her children, Google her businesses. Maybe then send it to your friends. But no, in all seriousness, I hate stuff like that. Like, we pioneer making sure people take the action to be able to get the results that give you the belief. Remember what I'm massive on. Self-belief isn't a thing. Self-belief is the biggest bullcrap excuse for not getting started. Hear it all the time. I tear people to shreds. Oh, if only I could believe in myself a bit more. Why? What would you do differently? What would you do differently if you could believe in yourself a bit more? Can you take different actions when you believe in yourself? Self-belief isn't a thing, okay? Belief comes from taking action, getting results, okay? Exactly the same place motivation comes from. It's not there aren't some people that believe in themselves and some people that don't. It's just an emotion, okay? But, you know, we spend all this time making sure that we do the correct things to be able to move forward and build that confidence, build the legs on the confidence table, and start to take the action that creates the self-belief. Then you have to deal with crap like that. But no, tell them they're full of crap. And let's prove them wrong. Let's prove them seriously wrong, okay? Amy Dawson, I need your help to get me rich. Remember what we talked about. Never think about that, Amy. I need your help to help me have a more impact on people's lives. When you focus on having more impact on people's lives, you will become rich as a process of it, okay? Fliss, get impact over income. Anyone in business, I've wrote this down to tattoo it on your arse. Impact over income. Focus on income. You won't make any money, trust me. Focus on making it as a big DJ, you won't get there. Focus on doing something that you don't really like because you think it will make you a lot of money, you'll fail. Okay, focus on the impact you're having and everything else will look after itself. Fliss, getting up earlier for my morning routine. Last week I was exhausted and couldn't do it. Okay, go to bed earlier and protect your nighttime routine. It's very easy to start slipping into one extra episode on, what did we watch this week? That White Farm program, White House Farm or something. It's very easy to start drifting into 11 o'clock rather than 10 o'clock. It's very easy to start drifting into, I've failed at this massively in the last few weeks. Purely because I've really been promoting my music, staying on my phone until 9 o'clock at night, which means I then can't wind down, okay? Smashing extra coffees after 6 o'clock to get a bit more workout, and not protecting my nighttime routine. But if you are struggling getting up, it's not the struggling, it's not the getting up very normally. Obviously, I've always told you guys, number one tip is my phone. My phone alarm in the morning is actually meditation music, believe it or not. I can't think of anything worse than being woken up with a weep, 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 weep. It's like, oh God, Sandy's here, what do I need to do kind of thing. You know, and not if, especially if you haven't done your schedule. If you're not one of my clients and you haven't got your schedule, and you haven't done your evening routine, and you haven't got your clothes out, and you haven't planned tomorrow's food, and you haven't got your list done, then you will just wake up in a white heat of stress, as that anxiety, and the whole day will go to rat shit in 0.5 seconds. But again, the meditation music on the alarm, so I start to hear mine. Nat and Logan sleep a lot deeper than I do. It doesn't even wake them up, but it's enough to stir me. I hear it, then I'm like, it's going to start getting louder. I'm going to have to go downstairs, flip the coffee machine on, that's it. Personal development's in, stretches, out on the walk. So I hope that helps. Kelsey Alderton, why is it that you can be on point and then just have a few days where you lose your lose your way? Okay, 100%. That is the best question. Thank you. Because you get distracted. That's it. You haven't lost motivation. You haven't, nothing's changed, nothing's different. You've got distracted. Distracted by TV, distracted by Instagram, distracted by work, distracted by thinking the grass is greener, distraction. That only ever happens because you get distracted. Okay, and that is what my daily checklist is intended to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay, that's why it's filled in from 6 a.m. till 9 p.m. every single day. That's why I know my wins. That's why I know what I'm focusing on. That's why I know what's the most important job to complete tomorrow. That's why I know how many steps I've done. That's why I know that I've not drunk any alcohol. That's why I know that my calories were in right, my food was planned, my screen time, everything, all that brings me back to focus, okay? If I don't fill it in, I told you guys last week, I ended up feeling anxious and depressed from Sunday to Tuesday. Okay, and everything went to rat shit. It's not, you haven't lost your way, you've lost your focus. You've lost your focus, you've lost your concentration, and you lose your focus and your concentration because you get distracted, okay? You got distracted by other things that aren't important, and they prevented you doing the most important things, okay? Great question. Alison, good morning everyone, having a nice cup of coffee. I wish I could put another one on. Kelly Lou, you did it, you're here, yay! Laura, finding the balance between trying to push my business and push my fitness. At the moment, I only seem to be able to push one at a time. Great question. So we discussed this again. Business, body, and balance, okay? They have to be equal. That comes down to the scheduling, okay? Sign up, join the plan, get my schedule. It'll change your life. Straight up pitch, I'm not even gonna lie. Because it breaks those things down, okay? And we know what we're doing on every hour of day. What I would advise you with both, okay, is that nothing's going anywhere with your fitness or your business. But if you become all about the body, the business and the balance will suffer. If you become all about the balance, you'll be drunk all the time and the business and the body will suffer. If you become all about the business, the body and the balance will suffer. You won't have time with your family because you'll be all about your business. Been there, done that. Don't want to do it again, okay? Been there with my body. Don't want to do it again. You have to have an awareness to balance all three out. And that comes from the scheduling and the planning, okay? Again, mine's different to the one I give my clients because it's from my coach, but you can see that, okay? Every hour of every day. I know when I'm with Logan, and I know not to be a dick and not have my phone on me. When you're with your kids, don't be a dick. Don't have your phone on you. Okay, you can't focus on those two things. Again, it goes back to distraction, concentration, focus. I get so stressed with the kids. No, you don't. I refuse for anyone to say they get stressed with their kids. You cannot get stressed with your kids making a jigsaw puzzle. You cannot get stressed with your kids doing aquadoodle, okay? You cannot get stressed with your kids watching Blue's Clues and singing along to Bop Box Baby. It's impossible. There is nothing remotely stressed or anxious about any of those situations. When you get stressed or anxious, it's because you're on your phone, okay? You're trying to do 3 things at once. Then you're talking about how overwhelmed you are. What's overwhelm? Overwhelm is an inability to focus on doing one thing at a time and concentrate on that until it's finished. Doesn't exist, okay? You create it, okay? So you create your schedule, Laura. So we need to break that down. We need to analyze screen time. That's what my form does on a daily basis, not just a weekly basis, on a daily basis, okay? It analyzes family time. It analyzes business time. It analyzes fitness time, and it makes sure that they're all fitted in and they have their place. And we don't try and do all 3 at the same time, although you can combine family and fitness. But that comes down to scheduling, okay? And making sure that you are not doing what everyone thinks is a good thing. I'm great at multitasking. No, you're not, because multitasking shouldn't be something that you're great at, okay? You focus on your family when you're with your family. You focus on your fitness when you're doing your fitness. The only multitasking I will do is listening to podcasts while doing fitness, okay? Again, I got into a habit of trying to reply to freaking messages and emails whilst I was running or on the cross trainer or doing other things. It's just stupid. You'll have a absolutely crap workout and you'll put in 20%, okay? And you training when you're with the family, when you're on a business, when you're on your business. But you have to have a daily awareness of that, okay? And then a weekly awareness of it. And then you need to review it on a week-on-week basis, okay? So again, body, business, balance. End of every week, I review every single one. How was my balance and family time this week? How was my business and finance this week? How was my fitness this week? Okay, that was great, but those 2 were shit. So I need to plan next week better and make sure I've got time for my son and my fiance, okay? Not just think about making money. Or I need to make sure that I get my steps in because I'm gaining weight again. and not just think about how much money I'm making. Laura, hope that helps. I'd love you on board. I can guarantee I'll help you more and it will change your body, business and life. Peter, good morning, Treacle. Okay, Claire Hibbert, I'm struggling with building my steps up. Back after COVID, still struggling with walking up the stairs. Don't know where to start. You start with one stair at a time, okay? Right back to basics, darling. 100 yards, that's all it is, all it needs to be. And if it's 150 yards the day after, then we're winning. Lee Wesley Westmoreland, say good morning, let us know where you're from. Anyone new, say good morning and let us know where you're from. You might have missed the beginning. Today is just all about what I can help have an impact on your life. So if there's one single thing that I can help you with today, what is that most? Alison, yeah, the water app's incredible. It's just flashed up now. Happens every half an hour on mine. Lou, you need to drink more water, and I've not even got any. Anyway, we digress. So yeah, Claire, just you don't know where to start. That's just your head playing tricks on yourself. You do know where to start. You start with 1,000 steps, and then tomorrow you do 2,000 steps, and then the day after you do 3,000 steps. You start at the start, and you put one foot in front of the other. That's all any of you need to do who are looking to start out with fitness and training, okay? Kelly Lou, everything, you're going to have to expand that, darling. I can't help you with everything. But yeah, Claire, that's all you need to do, okay? Start at the start, win. What does win stand for? Alexi Stewart, good morning. Jane Eaton, good morning. Mark Hiley, good morning. Nice to see you, buddy. Sam Knight, good morning. Robert Taggart, good morning. Win. What's important now? That's what you need to focus on. Does anyone know how to switch off WhatsApp coming up on your phone, by the way, when you're on a live video? If so, post that in the comments too so I can action it, because it's currently driving me mad. Sam, let us know where you're from. Jane, Mark, it's nice to see you. Let us know where you're from. Alexi, let us know where you're from. Anything I can help with, anything can have an impact on at all. The question was, if there's one thing that I can help you do better right now, what would that be? Okay. People at work. All correct. Yeah, totally. It's Veronique. Veronique. Veronique Reese, okay? She is incredible. For anybody thinking, by the way, Dan's just mentioned Popeye as well. Popeye is Robin Cowd. Robin Cowd is one of my clients. By his own words, when we first met in November 2018, he was a 23 stone fat mess, okay? He also has autism, and he'd also had an accident that badly that he was in a coma for a very long time. They didn't think that he was going to come out of it. He also grew up through a care system. I just want to reiterate that point because he's now a 15 stone shredded bodybuilder, and he's 52 years old. Is that right, Robin? Might have to crack me right. But the point is, a lot of you are creating obstacles that you think means that you can't achieve it. A lot of you, like Rachel has, is getting those obstacles thrown at her by idiots who don't understand what they're talking about. So for anyone who's saying, I can't do it because of X, Y, and Z, I would hope that you find insane inspiration, not even in Veronique, that she's 52-year-old, she's got 3 kids, she runs 4 businesses, and she's a WBFF Pro fitness model. As in the obstacles that Robin has faced. And everyone in our client group has nicknamed him Popeye because he looks like Popeye. But to overcome those obstacles at 52 years old, and his new goal is to look better at 60 than Arnie did, which shall come on to a question as well, which builds us into Sarah's, which is great. Nicola, Debbie, say good morning. Guys, give the feed a like, give it a share, let us know where you're from. And let me know if there's one thing that I can help you do better, what would it be? Sarah, I would like your help with goal setting, achievable, smart objectives that push you further, but not unrealistic, if that makes sense. Yeah, it does. Absolutely makes sense. So break it down into steps per week, days that you've stayed in a calorie deficit, number of alcohol-free days, screen time being lowered, and how many days you've completed your MyFitnessPal, okay? 3 completely non-related to anything to do with achieving results goals, but every single one of them will lead you towards your goal and you will smash it. So rather than focusing on where you want to be or how much weight you want to lose or how far away it is, that will just lead to you being in what's called the shit zone, and you will just lose focus and you will lose motivation, and you'll keep stepping on the scales on a week and you won't have lost weight, and you'll be like, oh, things aren't working, right? I'll get distracted, I'll start looking elsewhere, I'll start questioning this, I'll start questioning myself, am I doing this right, am I doing that right? You just end up in a mess, okay? See it all the time, don't we? But focus on those goals, okay? For those people who don't know what SMART goals are, the first one is specific, okay? The second one is measurable, third one is achievable, the R is realistic, and the T is time bound, okay? So I would just focus on the specific and the measurable to start with, okay? How many goals do we want, how many steps are we going to do from now until next Saturday morning, okay? Making sure that you're in the accountability group and you update your photos every single week, tracking your food daily, building up your streak on MyFitnessPal, and making sure that you're within a calorie deficit based on the calories you've been given, 7 days out of 7, and that you get 10,000 steps on. When you focus on those goals, as well as the other goals, which are in the group, the private client group, which you guys can be in by joining the 5-week fat loss challenge, you will also get the morning journal and you will get the evening review as well. Completing those things on a daily basis as your goal for the overall week, and then reviewing the week, will lead to massive, massive, massive success, okay? Don't focus on the big things, focus on the win, focus on what's important now, okay? Also, my sleep is really, really bad. Any tips on a healthy night's sleep? Yes, make sure your devices are off at 7 p.m. Do the stretching routine and meditation before bed. Nobody thinks to stretch before bed. Stretching is one of the best ways to wind down. So you could stretch or do some yoga. Don't make it strenuous yoga or Pilates. Don't train late at night. Some people it works for them, some people it doesn't. I never ever train after 2 p.m. because it fires me up. And there's also a book that I recommend called Sleep Smarter, which is on Audible. It's an 8-hour book on how to sleep and how to protect your sleep hygiene and works around it. So definitely, I'll just get you the link now. It's by... There's loads of Sleep Smarter, 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to a better body, better health, and better success. It's amazing, and it's by Sean Stevenson. So I would put that on each night. It's not like sleep music, but I would make that the number one. Maybe for you, Laura, as well, would be the number one book that you start to listen to. Again, having an extra hour this morning and it throwing you, you might correct me, Laura, but I would guarantee, well, I can't, can I? I'm talking crap. I would guarantee that is because your phone was next to your bed and you pressed snooze. If your phone was miles away in another room and you had to get out of bed, preferably next to the coffee machine, then I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have happened. That's my number one tip on that. Literally, my phone causes you panic. That's easy enough. Just remove your phone. You have to focus on that. Again, that's why on my client's daily planner, every single day we analyze their screen time. You can get that planner by joining the 5-week fat loss challenge. You don't just get the 5-week fat loss challenge, guys. This isn't some douchebag crappy plan where you just get weighed every week and we see what happens. You get 30 recipe books with 30 calorie and macro tracked recipes in it. Everything from muffins and pizzas to curries to fish dishes, vegan dishes. There's a full plant-based book. There's a full smoothie book. And you get taught how to track all the food and eat food that you love whilst losing body fat. You also get your training plan. You get a 30-day mindset course worth £199. You get your training plan, you get your nutrition plan, you get your private group, you get my app, you get the daily planner and schedule that I keep talking about, and you get the weekly accountability group. All of that at the moment is for £99. It's absolutely ridiculous. 2 of the books cost more than that on their own, okay? So links in the thing. It will have a massive impact on your life. It will change your life. Pretty sure everyone who's on it will back me up on that. There's also an app for your phone as well, Sarah, and also an app for your news feed. It's a Google Chrome extension called, this will really help you with social media as well. Google Chrome news feed. Google Chrome news feed eradicator, okay? This is massive for Steve. Say good morning, let us know where you're from. Google Chrome eradicator is massive for business people who ultimately end up doing a lot of work on their phone and on Facebook, okay? It's so hard for me to, all my business is on Facebook. 95% of my business is done on Facebook. So it's very, very hard for me to not get distracted. And it's a battle that I have every day. Google Chrome newsfeed eradicator is massive, okay? Susan Clapperton, say good morning, let us know where you're from. Catherine Finney, say good morning, let us know where you're from. Michael Knows, say good morning, where you're from. Yeah, guys, this... the plan's unbelievable. Okay, it will have a huge impact on your life. Okay, anyone who wants all the details on it, feel free to comment. Can you send me the details? Feel free to send me a DM if you don't want anyone else to know. But more so than anything, let me know if you've got a question. Because emails are boring. Everyone just reads emails and then switches them off. Or they just look at the plan and then they carry on doing something else, what they're doing. So, you know, you've got the opportunity now to ask the exact questions. Question that I would ask you guys, this is a question that I want to ask you and that I think maybe will hit home with you, would be, why would it be a good idea for us to work together? Why would it be a good idea for you to come on board and join my plan and all these epic people? What impact, if you start to get a handle on your mental health, your anxiety, your scheduling, your planning, your nutrition, your hydration, your training, your relationships, your mindset, and your palate physiology inputs, what impact in the next 5 weeks do you believe that would have on your life? Okay, that's a question to ask yourself. And this is a big one, huge, monumental. I don't know if Nick Lockerby's watching, but Nick, I just want to say thank you for your email this morning, because it's the most, yes, everyone virtually slap Ryu for constantly disturbing with his WhatsApp messages. Buddy, we're only killing, but we were laughing about it. I was like, off. I actually asked everyone how to turn it off. Heather and Barbara, how you doing? So this is the question you might not have asked yourself, okay? So the question I asked you there is, you know, let me ask you a question. If you come on board and work with me for 5 weeks and we work on your mindset, we work on your nutrition, we work on your training, we work on your discipline, we work on your morning routine, we work on your sleep routine, we work on your hydration, we work on your mindset, your discipline, your willpower, your eating habits, everything. In 5 weeks, what impact do you think that will have on your life? Now, I know it will have a massive life-changing impact, okay? You will sleep better, you will move better, you will feel better, you will be more motivated, you will start to become more positive, you will start to believe in yourself, it will start to rub off on people around you, and you will be surrounded in a group by 300 epic people who it's impossible to feel down in the dumps because they just won't allow you to, because there's that much positivity there. So I know what impact that will have. You only need to go into the testimonials on this page. I've never been rated less than 5 stars. Go onto my mindset page, Unbreakable Mindset Warrior. That's never been rated less than 5 stars. This stuff is life-changing, and don't mind preaching that, okay? It will completely change your life in terms of mentally, physically, relationships, career, everything. Anyway, the point that I was getting onto, and the question that you might not have asked, is if you start to look better, feel better, be better, sleep better, lose some weight, focus on some personal development, who else does that impact? Who else in your life might that have an impact on? Might it have a positive impact on your relationship? If you stop being so mardy all the time. Might it have a positive impact on the role model that you be to your kids? Learning about nutrition and being able to teach them. Might it have a positive impact on your employees at work? Might it have a positive impact on your friends and your family? You know, who else is you getting your act together right now by joining my 5-week challenge? Who else is that going to impact when you start to look better, feel better, be better? You start to uncover some goals. You start to think about what your purpose is. You start to actually have a plan for 2021 and think about what it is you want and how you're going to achieve it, okay? Who else does that impact? Because I actually welled up, and it takes a lot for me to well up. But Nick, who is one of the clients who joined the plan, he's lost, I don't even know, he lost 3 stone in the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Absolutely smashed it. He's changed his life. He was sat on a bridge ready to jump, then thought about his kids, thought about his life, and made the changes, okay? He's now applied for an MSc in construction, works on fire. He's lost 4 stone. He's one of the head people in my group. He's a moderator. He looks after the accountability group, and it's completely changed my life. Now, that comes as no shock to me, because there's 50, 60, 70 people I've worked with who were suicidal, and this plan saved their life, okay? There's hundreds more people that were on medication for depression and anxiety that now aren't, and this has changed their life, and they're happy. That makes me very, very happy that I'm having an impact, but it doesn't well me up anymore, okay? Occasionally it does, but I'm more buzz off of that. Now, what welled me up was he sent me an email saying not just the impact that it had had on him, that the huge impact that it had had on his kids, I'm getting emotional now, his kids, his family, and his loved ones. Because that is what it's all about. Oh shit, he's watching now. And that's what welled me up, because that's what gets me, and that's what I want to get you. It's not just about you. Okay, we all get obsessed, don't we, with my anxiety, my depression, my fat loss, my goals, my career, my this, my that. But whether the behaviour is positive or negative, we all have to have an awareness of who else does it impact. If I continue to be miserable, not sleeping, drinking every weekend, smashing gear up my nose, being depressed, being anxious, being cross, having a go at everyone, shouting, being angry, being a really bad role model, who does that impact? And what impact does it have on them? Okay? Likewise, we flip the perception. Like I said, time and time again, we either water the weeds and we get more, or we water the flowers and we get more. Okay? When I start sorting my morning routine out, when I start thinking about what my purpose is, when I start thinking about my goals, when I start drinking less alcohol, when I stop taking drugs, gambling, watching pornography, the 3 main vices that most people struggle with. Trust me, guys, I get it. Don't want to admit it, it's up to you. But it's what most guys struggle with, okay? Again, other people, it's food. But getting a handle on these things relationships. Getting a handle on your relationship. How does that... I have to assess every day. My mood impacts Nat and Logan massively. They can't be happy if I'm not happy, okay? How can their life be good if they're... Especially at the moment, guys, with these current times, you know, who needs us to turn up for them? Who needs us to have an impact on their life? And what impact is that going to have, us making these positive changes? Woo! So, that's it. That's all I've got, unless I've got some more questions. No more questions. Right, I'm going to leave you guys with 2 questions. I want to ask you 2 questions. I've asked you that one. My number 1 question is, if you start to make these changes and join my plan, apart from yourself, who else will that have an impact on when you start to improve your life? Okay? Question number 2 is, many of you keep putting it off. I'll stop drinking next month. I'll join your plan in March. I'll sign up when gyms are reopened. Now's just not the right time for me. I haven't got the headspace for it at the moment. What have you got the headspace for? Being fat and depressed? Got the headspace for that, but I've not got the headspace to start tracking my frigging food and getting my steps in every day. But I've got headspace for moaning about my weight and my relationship and my fitness and my career and my life. I've got headspace to moan about that, but I haven't got the headspace to do something about it. Stop it with that crap, okay? So, if not now, when? Is my second question. And my final question is, I know that I can have a massive, massive impact on your life. Mentally, physically, nutritionally, relationships, everything. You get the full shebang on the 5-week fat loss challenge. It's not just about fat loss, okay? The link is in this video, okay? It will completely impact and change your life. I know that. It's a promise. If it doesn't, I'll give you your money back. Secondly, it will never ever be that price again. It's ridiculously cheap for what you get. I've just said, you know, you get 20 recipe books that are all macro and calorie counted. They're worth more than the plan on its own, let alone the planner, let alone the nutrition plan, let alone the Facebook group, let alone the accountability group, let alone your training plan, let alone the mindset course, which is more than that, okay? It's the best value plan you will ever be buyed into. So my final question for you guys is, if you haven't already, when are you going to work with me? Because I want you on board and I want you to start today. So hit the link, come on board, and let's smash it. Or do nothing and stay the same. As Nick says, both things are hard. Choose your hard. Have an absolutely amazing day. And I'll see you for a brief mindset coaching again tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is the one when I do outside on the dog walk. See you then. Have an awesome guys. Guys, DM me, message me, email me, lee@freemanfitness.co.uk. Any questions you've got, I'm always here. Have a great day. See you soon. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're having a rave tonight. On the decks. On Mixcloud at 5:30. I will post the link up. We are dropping some piano bangers and vocals. I love you all. See you soon.